Namaskar and welcome to my digital talk show. On my show today, we have Siddharth Rajsekar. Siddharth is a rock star in the Indian digital community. He runs Sion's social and digital agency and also runs a successful digital coaching program called the Freedom Lifestyle. Siddharth has a deep roots in spirituality, talks and walks minimalism, and inspires us by his perfection. He's a founder of Digital Masters Alliance, along with Avi Arya, and I'm proud to be associated with a vision that wants India to transform businesses digitally. Welcome to my show, Siddharth. Are you ready?
Ready, Saurav. Great to be on, and was always looking forward to having this conversation with you. Great to be here.
So, Siddharth, quick format. I'll ask you certain questions in the first round, and then there'll be a rapid fire.
Okay.
So are you game for the first round?
Let's start.
Okay, let's get it going. So what's the difference between launching a course on Udemy? A lot of people do that. Udemy, Coursera, and selling via webinars. So how does it make a massive difference? Because in webinars, you need to possibly invest in inviting people, and Udemy has an audience of its own. So what's your take on that?
So my take on that is, I've never put my courses on Udemy because I believe in creating my own ecosystem rather than sending people to somebody else's ecosystem. So right now, at this point when I speak, I have over 11,000 students that I have promoted myself to my community, and I don't need any other, other kind of channels to promote myself. So I believe, like how Apple is an ecosystem, and they get everyone into their world. I believe that every knowledge giver, they can use Udemy for visibility and stuff, but ultimately they need to come into their own world. So I started off in that way.
Super. So I think that's a good takeaway. Because I have a course on Udemy and I have about 36,000 students. And one common question they all ask me is, how can I access more of this information?
Yes.
So as Siddharth has rightly pointed, it can be a great platform for us to showcase, but building a business model, especially the digital coaching model that Siddharth has been focusing on, can be built a lot more via webinar. Siddharth, how much money can you think one can make via these programs that we can launch via webinars? So any numbers that you can throw?
See, many of my students within 90 days, they've been able to go from zero to making 3 lakhs per month, 5 lakhs per month. In fact, one of my students achieved 1.17 crores in 7 months. Okay. So it again depends on the vision of what somebody has. But in essence, if you're looking at the basic, say 5,000 rupee course, I know there are people also sell like 1,000 rupee course, 500 rupee course. I'd say you charge a little bit higher. 5,000 rupees is a good price point where you get quality customers, people will actually finish the course. So if you're going to be doing even say 20 sales at 5,000, you can make 1 lakh a month very easily.
Wow, that's good. So that's some good insights. So Siddharth, what are 3 key qualities of a coach who wants to transform lives of people digitally?
Yeah. So the first is the intent, or why are you doing this? Are you doing it just for the money, or are you doing for creating an impact? So the intention is the first key quality, which is more of an internal thing. The second key quality is more to do with having a full stack brain knowledge in terms of how everything works, right from how does advertising work? How do you set up your funnels? How do you set up your tracking systems, your website, everything, if somebody has a knowledge on all of this, they'll be able to independently manage it without depending on anyone else. So that's the second quality, is to be full stack brain in terms of all the technicalities of digital. And the third one is they need to be really good at selling. Right. Because there are many knowledge givers, they like to be teachers, but they despise selling, and they're the ones who are not making much money. So you need to be good at selling, and selling is just a form of service, according to me. So if you have something really good to offer, there's a lot of money that you can make. Yeah.
Super. So I strongly believe, selling is definitely one of the important aspects, but I also believe that, learning is the fuel for growth.
Yeah.
I strongly believe in this thought. What is your perspective on this?
Absolutely. See, I'm 100% with you on this. If you're not learning, you're dying. It's as simple as that. And the ones, I think there was a quote also by, I think Alvin Toffler or something. He was saying the ones who are successful in today's day and age are the ones who can learn, unlearn, and relearn quickly.
Right.
Those who cannot do that, they end up getting stuck in there.
I think you've shared this on Instagram somewhere.
Yes, I think I shared it on my wall.
Yeah, somewhere. I recently liked this post of yours. I remember. So it's learn, unlearn, and relearn, and that's important.
Fast, and do it fast. Yes, that's the key.
Do it fast, right? So Siddharth, what are those 5 tools that you recommend for someone to become a digital coach, which you possibly teach people in your program? What are those 5 tools?
Okay, so I think the most basic tool that somebody should have for generating leads is like, in my case, I use ClickFunnels. So let's look at from the front end of the funnel. So a way on how you can attract people to you to collect leads. Second tool is if especially if you're getting into digital coaching, you need to have an appointment system. I would recommend Calendly, which is very good, where you can set up your own appointments and block out your time without you having to, worry too much about what's on my day when you wake up.
Right.
The third tool I would recommend is Zoom, like what we're using right now. It's the most stable platform that I've tested out different either for webinars or for conducting one-to-one coaching. Then the other two tools, I think number 4 and number 5 besides this is definitely Facebook advertising is a very important tool for you to use to get those leads in. And let's see, let me think about tool number 5, which I cannot live without, is my email marketing system. That's like the leads are the lifeline of my business. So I use a tool called ConvertKit, and I program all my automations. So these are my 5 tools.
I think one of the most important tools, which I believe you missed out, is Teachable here.
Oh yes, absolutely. I did not swear. Since you mentioned 5, I actually around 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Teachable is on the top because people watch my courses on that. Yeah.
Superb. So Teachable is a platform where Siddharth hosts his courses.
Yes.
And it's like a learning management system that you can even access for free, right? I think there's a free version.
Yes, you also have a free version. Yeah, absolutely.
Siddharth, so who are your top 3 mentors and who do you learn from?
I would say my number 1 mentor who really brought out the leader in me was a person. Is a person called Blair Singer. He does a train the trainer, and I know you've also attended his program. Right. So he is the one who creates leaders and creates teachers. So I would really give him all my respects and my acknowledgement to as far as bringing out my authenticity and stuff like that.
I totally agree.
My second mentor is Vic Strisius. He's from the US. He's 33 years old, does over $1 million a month, and he's a master in traffic and conversions. Right. So I got to understand the language of traffic generation from him going through his system. And number 3 is right now I'm digging into Sam Owens from consulting.com. The guy does $3 million a month. And really, I liked his alternate approach of thinking, his whole new way of looking at the world, his whole paradigm of the world. I'm able to resonate with his philosophy of...
I do see is very intense and...
yes. And very intense, very grounded and very long-term. Like many of the marketers that I see who are pushing products and stuff, like they want to make quick money. But these people, these 2 names that I mentioned besides Blair is, all long-term, like playing the long haul, like 20 years down the line. Sure. If you're doing something now, it should last for so long.
Sure. It's a lot of research that they put in the process.
Yes.
Okay. What are your 3 the biggest mistakes you believe there's no number to it, but what are the biggest mistakes that you online coaches are doing at this point of time, according to you?
So first one is not getting their feet wet into learning how systems work. Right. So they just want to outsource it to somebody or give it to the freelancer agency. And I tell in my group, get your hands wet, understand how each tool works, and then you can outsource it to somebody once you know how it works. Right. So that is the first mistake. Second mistake is they feel that selling is not a good thing to do. They feel that, okay, if I just put up my course, automatically people will buy based on how much of value I give. Yes, it's true, but selling is a science. It's a process, and they need to be good at selling and they need to be comfortable selling, especially with like webinars and seminars type mode of selling. So that's the second mistake. The third mistake, which I would see most online coaches do, is they don't go deep into engineering their product to deliver results for their clients. It's like, sure, I want to give whatever knowledge I have. That is the mindset. But that can only take you so much far. Like what I do in my case is I keep conducting surveys for my community here. I ask them, what do you want? What do you want? Where are you stuck? And based on what questions I get from them, what inputs they put, I design my entire coaching process to serve that audience.
Superb.
Yeah. So these are the 3 things.
Right. That's a good one, right? Keep researching on what your audience want and keep delivering that. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
So one of the most important things is selling via webinar. And that's the secret that not many people know how to crack it up. What's the secret of hosting a webinar that drives sales? And I think I've learned it from you earlier in one of the sessions at DMB, Digital Masters Bootcamp. But I'm sure the audience who's listening to this video would love to hear from Siddharth.
Sure. See, there is the tactical side of the game on how to sell. And there's also the personality side of the game. So because when it comes to webinar, if anybody's buying my products, before they buy my products, they have to buy me first.
Right.
So that first 15 minutes of a webinar is so important that you're able to establish your right, you're able to establish your credibility, your mission, and you're really there in it to help them.
Right.
So if that 15 minutes is not done properly, no matter what kind of bonus and offers you give at the end, nobody's going to buy. So the first principle is people need to buy you first before they buy the product. Then it comes to the actual game of the psychology of sales, which is people make a decision only if they see that there's something where they can solve their problem, they can get something better, they can do things faster. And if there are enough of proven case studies that can show that whatever you're offering is going to help them get the result. So in my case, I have a lot of case studies. So most of my selling happens through stories. So I say, this person has done this. This was his background. He achieved these results. And I always give a disclaimer that not everybody can achieve the same results because we do not know what's the level of commitment and dedication to implementing that knowledge.
Right.
So the sales process is actually the whole way of getting people to come out of their comfort zone and overcoming their fears, their internal fears and their beliefs. Like most people have this belief, yes, this is good, but I don't think I can do it. If you're able to break down that resistance, and second resistance that people have is external fears. They may feel that, yes, this is good, I may be able to do it, but I think it's too technical for me. That resistance also needs to break down. And the third one is the vehicle itself. Like for me, in my case, I tell everyone, if you become a knowledge giver in the digital space, you can impact a lot of people and make a lot of money and have a lot of free time. So I really want to establish the importance of the vehicle, what I'm selling. So when all these three dominoes are bashed down, or in other sense, the domino of the vehicle, the domino of the internal fear, and the domino of the external fears, when these three are removed through stories, and if people don't buy, they'll feel guilty actually.
Super. So dominoes of internal fear, dominoes of external situations, I would say, of fear.
Yes.
And the third fact you said is dominoes of
the vehicle.
The vehicle system that you're using.
In fact, the vehicle will come first. Once you establish the vehicle, remove the fears, internal fears, remove external fears, they're ready to buy.
Right. So the whole name itself, Freedom Lifestyle, is actually resonating very strongly with what you've just communicated right now, Siddharth.
Yes.
Right. Siddharth, how many people are on your course? Would you like to give some highlight on that?
I started last year, August. I launched this course, the Freedom Business Model course. As of now, there are 11,000 people going through it all over India.
That's a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's been a very steady growth. Like the compounding has happened in just in the last 3 months. Initially, I did like 100 people, 200 people per month. Then it started to grow now like 500,000 people per month in the last few months. So it's like the scalability has happened only based on the principle which I shared with you earlier, is understanding what the customer wants and crafting the offers to suit them. And of course, creating more success stories in this community. Yeah.
Super. Siddharth, to trigger communication with your tribe and audience, you depend on SMS and email. Or is there any other triggers to use? 3 triggers,
chatbot, ManyChat, SMS, I use SMS Horizon, and I use my email marketing system. So that's how I communicate. Yeah.
Super. Thank you, Siddharth. That's a lot of insights. I'm sure my audience who's watching this will learn a lot from him. So people are watching this. There's a link in the description of this video. You can access to Siddharth's course. In fact, access to his webinar, register for it right now. Go check the description. And Siddharth does webinar every Thursdays, I guess. Thursdays or Wednesdays?
I do 3 webinars a week. I do like Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, and I keep switching it around. I keep testing different days of the week. Yeah, but you can just jump in the next one.
Now we're going to the next part of interview, Siddharth, and that's rapid fire. So are you game for that?
Yes, let's bring it on.
Okay. So Siddharth, your first question is, what's the most hilarious moment in your webinars? I mean, you would have experienced something. What was the most hilarious moment ever?
Yeah, there was one of the webinars that one lady said that, I wish that you were not married. I wish I could have got married to you. That was crazy.
I get a lot for my mustache like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 2 hours of daily meditation. Who do you listen to or what do you listen to?
I don't, I listen to my own voice. I chant the Hare Krishna mantra. I've been doing that since the age of 12. So I chant I do japa and I keep listening to that sound vibration again and again for 1.5 hours. Yeah.
Superb. Recommend 3 podcasts you generally follow.
Okay, the one on the top of my list is Tim Ferriss. I tune into his 4-hour podcast. Mike Dillard, Self-Made Man, is a brilliant podcast. And off late, I've also been tuning into what is this? 10x Talks. Okay, 10x Talks by Joe Polish and Dan Sullivan. Very, very good podcast as far as information business coaches and stuff is concerned.
Yeah. Superb. You wake up to realize that your tribe just left your community. How would you react?
I need to build a new tribe.
Nice.
Yes.
What's that one mantra that keeps the tribe growing?
The code of honor that I've set for the tribe. That means we all live by a set of rules or values, which protects us from ourselves, from our own minds. So I've set like a code of honor, and that keeps us together.
Super. So what's that one word that comes to your mind when you listen to this? I'm just going to say some words, and you need to think of that one word or one sentence, okay? The first one is spirituality.
Spirituality is, it's me.
Celebration.
Life.
Game changer.
Purpose.
Life.
Impact.
Risk.
Part of the game.
Calmness.
Secret ingredient.
Perfection.
Doesn't matter.
Growth.
It's continuous.
Lifeline.
Always have one.
I thought you will say your wife. Thank you, Siddharth.
Yes,
okay.
It is my wife. Okay.
Yeah, all right. All right. So which is that one program that you would recommend everyone to attend once in their life?
The Millionaire Mind Intensive. That changed my life big time.
Superb. Yeah. Tell these lines in Tamil, okay? It's a task. And you have to say the same in Hindi too. So there's a last activity for you. Dear folks, if you want to be a digital coach, then do join my webinar. So first say this in Tamil. I repeat, dear folks, if you want to be a digital coach, then do join my webinar.
Man, you put me in a spot. Okay. Just repeat that point once more.
I'll do that. Dear folks, if you want to be a digital coach, then do join my webinar.
உங்களுக்கு digital coach ஆனோம்னா என்னோட வெபினார்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க.
Okay. Now do this in Hindi.
अगर आप digital coach, man, I'm really bad in Hindi. I scored like 28%. Okay, I cannot speak. Okay. अगर आप एक digital coach होना चाहिए, मेरे वेबिनार को आइए.
Okay. I'll correct it for him. दोस्तों जो ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं, अगर आप डिजिटल कोच बनना चाहते हैं तो सिद्धार्थ राजशेखर का वेबिनार जरूर अटेंड कीजिएगा. With this note, I'll end up my webinar. Thank you so much for doing this, Siddharth. I know you have a flight to pick at 7 p.m., but you have made it, and I really appreciate that. And I hope you have an amazing journey, and congratulations to you for building an awesome tribe, and congratulations to all the people in Siddharth's tribe for being connected with him. Thank you,
Sorav. Wish you all the best too. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you.